Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This podcast features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and in this episode of The Hypnotist, you'll be listening to a hypnosis session created for an author and financial expert that wanted to empower people to be more comfortable with investment decisions, something that I wholeheartedly agree with. For some of you might be familiar with my Hypnotic Wealth course. I'm a big believer that a lot of people either have fears or ignorance or an attitude to risk that increases their inability to be financially empowered. So I was very motivated with this particular client because I could see they were doing very positive things to help people become financially empowered. When their book comes out later, I'm going to invite them on my other podcast that I have, Modern Mindset. So I'm sure I'll let you know when that's available so you can learn more about their approach to financial empowerment. But in essence, their key block at this particular point was, in order to promote their book, to promote their services, there was this strange conflict. A part of them really wanted to be more visible, to be more vocal, to be out there in the world and let people know the consequences of certain ways of thinking when it comes to money and some of the decisions. But another part of them was almost like that childlike part that was bullied in childhood, that was afraid of conflict and afraid of criticism and afraid of rejection. So what you're going to hear in this hypnosis session is this idea of going to a future where she's already got past this fear and then accessing that resource state and then going back to the present to treat this as just something that is outside of the comfort zone. And a lot of people feel anxious doing things they haven't really done a lot of before, simply because of the law of unfamiliarity. It's strange, it's unusual, it's different for them. But like anything, the more you do something, the more comfortable you get. I remember my very first radio show, my very first podcast, I was very nervous about doing those kind of things. But now, thousands of episodes in, it's a completely different thing because I have that experience and I know that it isn't that kind of scary thing to do. So this hypnosis session really was designed to encourage her to leave the comfort zone and to link it to two key things. One, the confidence that comes from growing and evolving by doing something you haven't done before. But secondly, linking it to the mission. And when people are very passionate about the positive impact on the world that they're going to have, they're willing to experience temporary discomfort in order to get to where they really want to get to, which is having an impact in the world. And if you ask most people, they would like to have a positive impact on the world. They would like to leave the world better than when they found it. But sometimes that means putting your head above the parapet, being visible, being willing to say things that people might criticize or attack. And then it becomes a choice. Do you want to be in the shadows and hidden and safe? Or do you want to be visible, risk an element of criticism, but actually do something positive, empowering that can have a ripple effect and improve the quality of people's lives? And obviously my approach is the approach of if you believe in what you're doing, then do it. And everything becomes a learning opportunity. It's the philosophy of you either win or you learn. And at any point, you can do something and change that decision in the future. My preferred platforms are podcast and YouTube. I've done some stuff on Instagram Reels and TikTok, and it hasn't quite resonated with me and my style. I prefer long form content rather than short form content. And the great thing about having an online presence is that you don't have to do it any one particular way. I don't like Twitter. I've never really been on Twitter. So therefore I have zero Twitter presence. Other people build entire businesses and brands and reputation around their Twitter feed. So there is not a single way of doing it. This hypnosis session is designed to empower the client that I was working with to find the right way that works for them and their voice and their message and their impact. If you are struggling with confidence in an increasingly digital world where there is quite often more of a need to be visible online, you can always click a link in the show notes to schedule a free consultation call to explore working with me one-on-one. But you might find that this session, albeit it was created for someone in the world of finance that wanted to be more visible online in that space, could still be beneficial for you, even if finance isn't your thing. It's all about feeling comfortable being uncomfortable and willing to venture outside of the comfort zone. So find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed, relax, and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe in a resourceful feeling of relaxation. And as you exhale, that's it. Just release any feelings of tension, stress, or worries. Feeling it leave your body in your outward breath. That's right. Feel your eyelids getting heavier and heavier. Releasing and relaxing the muscles around your eyebrows, around your eyes. Just feeling an increased heaviness in your eyelids. As your eyelids get heavier, I want you to relax the muscles in your jaw. And just notice that as you breathe in through your nose, you're able to breathe in deeper than you normally would. And imagine breathing in a wonderful feeling of calm relaxation. And as you exhale, just release any tension in your outward breath. Meaning that just by breathing in and breathing out, you're able to feel deeper and deeper relaxed. That's it. I want you to think of the last time that you yawned. Maybe a day ago, maybe a week ago. And just imagine that feeling of how good it feels to have a long yawn. Almost that release of any stress and tension. And almost the yawn itself becomes contagious. Thinking about a yawn can create a feeling of a yawn. And thinking of a yawn can create that sleepy feeling where you feel even more relaxed. And I want you to imagine as you feel more and more relaxed, you're remembering a time where you felt relaxed in front of a particular client. The rapport was there, and you felt that your knowledge, your expertise could help this particular person. And maybe you were in their home, maybe it was online, but I want you to think of where you were at that particular point, where you felt calm and confident and relaxed working with someone one-on-one. That deep down intuitively you knew that the questions you would ask, the way in which you would explain things, would have a positive difference on that person in front of you. And just imagine perhaps you're in that same chair, breathing in and breathing out, feeling deeper and deeper relaxed. Arms and legs feeling limp, loose and heavy. That's it. And I want you to imagine you're traveling now into the future. I want you to imagine it is 6 months after your book is published. 6 months of promoting that book. You've been on radio, you've been on TV, you've been interviewed. Some smaller publications, some larger publications. And I want you to project yourself all the way in the future where you're able to think back at how comfortable you've become with a visible presence. And maybe the book helped because you could use the launch of a book as justification while you're having a conversation. But as you think back on all those media appearances, perhaps any content that you shared online, I want you to connect to this idea that you always felt that you were communicating to just one person. And even if you knew 100,000 people were watching, I want you to hold an image in mind of what would be the kind of person you would aim to have the biggest positive impact on. Maybe this is an avatar, an archetype of your ideal client. And you could imagine that that's the one person you really want to be watching and listening, hearing the content, being inspired, perhaps having preconceived ideas of how things are, being challenged, but in a respectful, positive way. That you've been able to communicate controversial messages in a way that people are receptive to hearing. And sometimes, for something controversial, the instinct for people is to entrench their pre-existing beliefs. And I want you to imagine anyone out there with pre-existing beliefs that are rigid and unmoving is almost like a dam. You could imagine a dam made of concrete or made of logs and twigs like a beaver's dam. And I want you to imagine that every bit of content that you create is chipping away at that dam. That just one bit of content isn't enough to break someone's pre-existing beliefs and ways of thinking. That it takes almost like erosion, content after content, idea after idea, chipping away at those pre-existing beliefs until one day the dam breaks, everything changes, and you're able to transition them from a place where they could be stuck to a place where they could move forward, feeling financially empowered to make choices that lead them to a future, a destiny that is more desirable than where they would end up without that. Imagine that you're in your future, thinking back to all of that content that you created. And I want you to imagine that the future version of you that is just so confident, so comfortable, so at ease with delivering your message gets to go back in time and communicate to the present version of you, to coach you, to guide you, to let you know that it isn't that scary outside the comfort zone. And I want you to imagine you're in your present body, hearing your future self give you words of wisdom that could change how you think about your own visibility, your own present, your own impact on the world. And just imagine that as you step into the online realm to share your insights on financial empowerment, you radiate with confidence, knowing that your words hold the power to inspire transformation. Imagine that your online presence becomes a beacon of positivity and wisdom, guiding others to shift their perspectives on money and embrace a path of abundance. And what if every post that you share carries the energy of empowerment, igniting a fire within your audience to take actionable steps towards their financial goals and their own dreams of their future? But at all times you're being authentic, you're being you. There are topics you're passionate about. There is knowledge that you can communicate confidently and at ease. So your authentic voice resonates through the digital waves, touching the hearts of those who seek your guidance. Your words become a catalyst for change, sparking a desire for greater financial freedom. With each online interaction, you empower your clients to see new possibilities, perhaps guiding them to make choices that lead to a life of abundance and fulfillment rather than scarcity and anxiety. The online platforms become your canvas, where you paint the picture of financial empowerment with bold strokes of insight, encouragement, and actionable advice. And as your confidence grows, your aura, your energy evolves until your magnetic online presence draws like-minded individuals who share your passion for transforming lives towards you. They seek out your content. You become a reliable, trusted voice in the noise of people there to sell something. Because you are a facilitator of change, a catalyst for growth, guiding your clients and your audience to embrace their financial potential and make choices that align with their aspirations. It's not just what you communicate. Each follower, each subscriber, each digital connection becomes a ripple of empowerment, inspiring others to take ownership of their financial journey and make choices relevant to their lives that lead to freedom and empowerment for them. Over time, you'll find your preferred online platforms, and they become a space of empowerment and resourcefulness, where your audience discovers the tools and strategies they need to leverage money as a source of empowerment. And just like money, these social platforms are a resource. You can use that resource wisely or wastefully. And over time, you desire to use these resources wisely to impact, to amplify, to leverage your message, to build an audience of people that want to foster deeper and more valuable relationships with you. As you share your insights, you embody the confidence of someone who knows the true value of financial freedom and is dedicated to helping others unlock its potential. Your online presence becomes a bridge between knowledge and action, inspiring your audience to take practical steps. And with each interaction, with each positive comment, with each breakthrough, with each step outside the confidence zone and your own comfort zone, you radiate confidence as you guide those audiences around you to embrace financial empowerment. Every post, every comment, every interaction, feel the feeling of radiating an energy of empowerment. But I also want you to feel that your skin is becoming thicker, more resilient. Any online conflicts, negative messages become irrelevant to you. A source of amusement, perhaps, a way to galvanize your passion, your mission. I want you to think of conflict as an opportunity to educate the ignorant or to create new ideas for new content. That everything is something that could be used for you rather than against you. And just imagine this rippling through time all the way to the future, enabling more people to become aware of your book, more people to become aware of working with you directly. And it all comes from embracing what lies beyond your comfort zone. So imagine confidently taking those steps outside the comfort zone, realizing that action is like light to the shadows of anxiety. Every positive, bold action that you take inspires more courage, confidence. And the more you take action, the more elusive those old fears of the past seem to be. And if your unconscious mind accepts that you are unlocking the resources to venture beyond your comfort zone, to feel more comfortable delivering your message, to galvanize an audience into taking action that could positively impact their life, just let me know by nodding your head. That's it. Feel those changes take place. The past, the present, the future. And then feel like you're returning to the present. Taking all of those resources from the past of interacting with clients one-on-one, but realizing that social media is just lots of individual conversations taking place in the mind of that individual. It's you communicating with one person in mind that could impact more people. And as you accept that to be true, you realize that you already have the skills and capabilities necessary. You already know what to say. You already know how to say it. And you now feel comfortable sharing that message so more people can hear it. Returning to the present, take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, feel like you're reconnecting with the present right now. And in a few moments' time, I will count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. You will awaken feeling resourceful, empowered, eager to take action, realizing that every step is progress, an opportunity to learn, to evolve, to get better and better until this is easy for you, comfortable for you, even fun for you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, starting to awake. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.
Thank you for listening to The Hypnotist with Adam Cox, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. To automatically receive the latest episodes, please subscribe. If you'd like to support the show, please share this episode with just one friend you think it could help. And if this episode helped you, please leave us a 5-star review.